and welcome to Lisa's Home Cooking. Today I am making stuffed mushrooms, and I cannot tell a lie, my mom actually taught me how to make these. And thank goodness, because there are so many ways to make stuffed mushrooms, but I think if you're going to eat a stuffed mushroom, it should be stuffed with mushrooms. So let me show you how I do this at home. So what I first like to do is wash my mushrooms. I know that there's a certain way to wash mushrooms. You don't want to really submerge them in water because they're so porous that the water goes inside. So what I do is I take a paper towel, I just run it under water, and I wash it off like that. Once you have all your mushrooms washed, I take my mushroom, I kind of pop the stem right out, and I use my melon baller to kind of scoop out the inside just like that, and I'll just continue doing that till all my mushrooms are scooped out, which gives me a better hole to stuff my mushrooms with. Pretty easy, one at a time. Now that we have cored out all our mushrooms, I don't throw the stems away. Believe it or not, I use these also. So what I have here is a mixture of different mushrooms. So we have the stems of our white mushrooms, baby Bella mushrooms, I have shiitake mushrooms, and I have oyster mushrooms. Now, the beauty of this dish is you could use whatever mushrooms you like. I like to use a different mixture. I think each mushroom has its own unique flavor, and I like to put them all together. I usually slice them up just like this, or you could buy them sliced up, pretty easy. I'll put them all in a bowl, and I have my trusty hand blender. And believe it or not, I am going to puree these mushrooms all together. Little by little, we are going to use our hand mixture, and you will see what's going to start happening in this bowl. You're giving yourself a little workout while you're doing this too. You gotta grow your muscles. Now look at that. A whole bowl of mushrooms just got pureed. All the liquid that the mushrooms were holding in kind of came together, and it made like a little paste of luscious mushrooms. It's time to put everything together and cook our mushrooms. I'm going to make my fresh parsley, garlic, and olive oil mixture. You could actually click on the eye to find out how to make it. And we are going to put this delicious mixture right in the pan, and we are going to cook it down a little bit. Remember, medium heat always. You could smell all these flavors coming together. It is so good. Okay guys, now that we have our garlic, parsley, and olive oil sizzling nice and hot, we are going to add our mushrooms that we have pureed. And now we are going to cook our mushrooms. As these mushrooms are cooking, they are going to release more water, especially because now we are going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm going to say about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. As soon as you add the salt, the batter is actually going to thin out a little bit, and that's what you're looking for. And you're going to start noticing as the mushrooms cook, the smell starts to change. You can actually smell a cooked mushroom. That's when you know that you have cooked the mushrooms enough to add your final ingredients before stuffing them. See, as you notice, they're getting a little bit, the texture is becoming a little bit more looser, but still with a paste kind of feel. And remember, you don't have to cook these through because these will go in the oven for the final stages of cooking. Okay guys, I think we are there. This is where we shut off our stove and we add the final ingredients, which is Romano cheese, Parmesan cheese, and breadcrumb. So what I like to do is add about a half a cup of each cheese. We're gonna mix this together first, and then we are going to add our final ingredient, which is breadcrumb. When you add breadcrumb to anything, you have to add it slowly. Now, for this, I am gonna start off by adding about 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of breadcrumb. We're gonna mix this together, and that looks like it's just enough breadcrumb. We are gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes, and as you'll notice, as it sits, the mixture will firm up a little bit more, and then we will stuff our mushrooms. So basically, we're gonna be stuffing our mushrooms with mushrooms. Okay guys, our mixture has cooled off for 10 minutes. Now we're ready to stuff our mushrooms. So let's bring back our mushrooms that we already cleaned. Now, one at a time with a spoon, you're gonna take the mixture And you are basically going to stuff your mushrooms. Just like that. Now, isn't that nice and easy? Thanks, Mom, for teaching me how to make these. Now that we have our mushrooms all nice and stuffed, what I do is I sprinkle a little bit of grated cheese right on top, just to make it look pretty and to give it a little bit of a kick. And we're going to pop these in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes on 400, and they'll be good to go. Okay guys, we are ready to take our stuffed mushrooms out of the oven. Wait till you see these. Here we go. Now this is what a cooked stuffed mushroom looks like. I'm telling you, if you try these, everyone will love them. Take my word for it. Okay guys, let's plate these up. Now look at that. Isn't that a cute little mushroom plate? And look, this is just like a bite-sized food that you could just pop it right in your mouth. Finger foods, we call it. So make sure you guys like my video, share it with your friends, let me know what they think, and subscribe to Cake House.